Alright, here we go. Morning. Well, 7-Eleven here, open all hours. Morning, morning, morning. Don't know if you can hear that. Pretty good. Can you hear the kookaburras? They've stopped. So we're doing SEO Help Live here. So if anyone wants help with their site, basically the way that we do this is you just drop your domain name into the chat, and I'll go and have a look at the site and tell you what's wrong with it from an SEO perspective. If you're coming in via the web rather than the app on Periscope, then just tweet me at Jimboot. Good morning, Salu11. Just tweet me at Jimboot, Jimboot, what the web address is that you want me to have a look at, and I can do it there. So if you've got that, got a website you want me to fix, let us know what it is. If you're watching SEO Help on Periscope, just tweet me your web address. Via the web, you can tweet me via the web. Oh, from Monash. Got several staff members that went to Monash. Very good university, so I'm told. Bonsoir. So I might continue on from yesterday. I had we had John Dutton from Houston, and he dropped a whole bunch of phrases, and I'm going to try to find out why for him. So I'm going to go and crawl his site with a crawl I call Screaming Frog, which is the crawler of choice for SEOs. So if I go and have a look at his site, which was, I think it was junkcarbuyershouston.com. Very niche. Let's have a look. Junk Car Buyers Houston. It's interesting, the word Houston, because Americans love taking the U's out of their words and their O's out of the words. Like, you know, in Australia we have harbour, which is H-A-R-B-O-U-R. America, of course, they take out the U. Houston is H-O-U, which is interesting. So, Houston Junk Car Buyer, found him. Website, let's have a look at the website. HoustonJunkCarBuyer.com. Houston Junk Car Buyer. Okay, so right up, John, if you're watching this, what I can see is wrong with the site from an SEO perspective is on the home page, our heading tags are all wrong. Hey, Roll, I'm just doing someone's reviewing someone's website from Texas. So we've got Houston Junk Car Buyer right at the top as a H1. Then we've got Houston Junk Car Buyer is Houston's first choice as a H2. A little bit spammy. The other problem there is that your H2 is larger than your H1. So kind of counterintuitive. And I like to keep H1s bigger than H2s. And then you've got another, it looks like you've got the image on the home page. It is wrapped in a H1. There's absolutely no need for that. So get those ordered properly. What are we talking about? SEO, search engine optimization. So I'm just helping a bloke at the moment, John Dutton out of Houston, with one of his sites. And it is houston-junk-car-buyer.com. So if you want to play at home, you can. So now we're going to whack that into the Screaming Frog crawler and see what it comes up with. So I'll let that go off and crawl. And at the same time, I'm going back into Google and I'm going to do a thing called, I'm doing a site index check, which is SITE. I just type SITE into Google and then colon, which is your 2 dots, and then your web address. And that will tell me, that will bring back everything for me that Google knows about the site. So on Houston Junk Car Buyer, we've got 100 pages. And that's, main reason for that is, I think you've been hit by Panda, John. Because, yeah. John, we've got a lot of tags that have been crawled and indexed. We've got archives that have been crawled and indexed. We've got author archives that have been crawled and indexed. And we've got mainly tags by the looks of it, lots and lots of tags indexed. So I would get all of those out. If you're using WordPress, which I think you are, let me just go and have a look. If you're using WordPress, make sure you've got Yoast installed. It's the best SEO plugin out there. Enables you to do a whole bunch of stuff really, really easily and simply. I've got an internal page of your site and it looks nothing like the home page did. It looks like a completely different site. Let me just check that. No, it's the same site. Okay, so your home page. Oh, I've hit the mobile version of the site. How did that happen? Which looks exactly the same. No, it doesn't. Something's going on with the formatting of your site, John. The home page to me, it looks like it should be mobile. And you've got right down the bottom of the site, right down the bottom of the home page, you've got 2 options. You can click on mobile and you can click on desktop. I try to click on desktop, but it takes me back to mobile. So there's that. And yeah, I've got a mobile menu and everything. So right now, the home page for desktop users is defaulting to mobile design. So I reckon you've got some definite Panda issues here. So Panda being quality, the main one being thin content. And I think the thin content, when we talk about thin content, we mean not much content on a page. Thin content, calling it thin content is just a way to make us feel more important. But basically, thin content means not much content. So if I go and have a look at one of your internal pages, say the one that is like Junk Car Buyer Clute. I'm going to go to that page, houstonjunkcarbuyer.com/Junk Car Buyer Clute, which I'm assuming Clute is a suburb, possibly. Let's have a look. I have to go to Texas. I've never been to Texas. So once again, this is one of the internal pages. So Car Buyer Clute, we've got 2 H1s on the same page. They have the exact same words in there, and they are of different sizes, so they're serving no purpose whatsoever. Get rid of the second H1 there, which is Car Buyer Clute. Now, if this piece of copy is exactly the same as other pieces of copy on your site, and all you've done is substituted the name of the town, then you've got a Panda issue. as well, because that would be classed as repetitive. Let's have a look here. Let me see if I can find out if that's what's going on. Uh-oh. Weirdness has happened, John. So basically what I've done is I've gone and grabbed a unique piece of content off your site, just grabbed a sentence off one of those pages, and I've Googled it, and your site doesn't come up at all. And I know that it's indexed because I've taken it off that junk car buyer clue, and I know that page is in the Google index. But you are not coming up at all. That's a red flag. I'm thinking you've been hit by Happy Panda, but I'm wondering if you've been hit by something else as well. I would go into Google Search Console, make sure you've got that set up, and go and have a look at manual actions. See if there's a penalty there. If you've been buying backlinks, let me have a look. Let me have a look at your backlink profile. So we have a look at the backlink profile, and what I'm looking for is just trying to find out whether you have in fact got paid backlinks. When I crawl your site, I get 295 pages, and we know that Google's only crawled 100 of those, and most of those we didn't want it to crawl because they're all tag pages. So you can stop in WordPress. You can go, once you've got the Yoast installed, you can go into Yoast and say, just check the box that says don't crawl tags, or no index the tag pages, I should say, and categories as well. You should be doing, and archives and author archives, and just general categories which you've got indexed as well. Yeah, you have. You've got a deer park in Houston as well. We've got a deer park in Melbourne. There you go. And there's no deers in our deer park, by the way. Yeah, lots of categories, tags, extra pages. So pagination has been crawled. We don't want pagination crawled as well. That's where, like for instance, I'm looking at /category /local car buyer /page /4. That is index. We don't want that index. That's duplication. We want those sorts of pages no index. And you can do, once again, you can do all of that via Yoast. Make all that happen there. Just have a look there. Yeah, so Google's ignoring some of those pages that you should be ranking really well for. Now, I've just done a backlink check. I can only see backlinks from 11 domains, so you know that's good. So I doubt very much whether you've got any sort of manual penalty based on breaching Google's terms of service. But the site is spammy from a content perspective. So that could be why Google's not ranking you for unique content on your own site, which is really rare. When that happens, something's wrong. So if I just go and take another one, are you doing dodgy ratings reviews or something? Maybe it's that. So junk car buyer humble. I'll have a look at that page. Once again, it looks like it might be repetitive content, duplicate content. Let me try again. So I'm just taking, once again, another phrase. We purchase all kinds of cars, full stop. We don't care if your vehicle has been wrecked, flooded, or is broke down. I feel like I need to say that with an accent. G'day, mate. I don't know what the equivalent for g'day is in Sweden, so sorry. I'm going to try to say this with an accent. We purchase all kind of cars. We don't care if our vehicle's been wrecked, flooded, or broke down. Because it says broke down. So I feel like I should say broke down. Anyway, he would say broken down. God dog. Good dog. God dog. Good dog. Let me know how bad I mangled that phrase. Good dog. It's a bit like German, isn't it? Guten Tag. Perfect. Oh. Yeah, I think you've been generous. Anyway, John, that's what you need to do. You need to get rid of a lot of this duplication and get rid of all those pages in the index of, you know, your tagged and category pages. I'm just going to we don't care if your vehicle's been wrecked, flooded, or broke down. No siree, Bob. And if I go and have a look at that, Google suggested, did you mean broken down? No, I meant broke down, because that's what it said on the page. And when I go and have a look at that phrase, we're number 3, and the pages, this is definitely the main problem with the site. The page that is ranking for that isn't the one that I took it from. The page that's ranking for that is an old author admin page 4 and 5. So there's evidence of duplication going on right there. Yeah, that's the main problem with the site, John. I would get rid of all the tags, archives, categories. Get all of them out of the index first. See what happens with your rankings. I would then strongly urge you to make sure that you've got unique content on all those pages. Don't just go and repeat everything and just, you know, change the town name. I haven't gone and checked to see if you've actually done that, but I've seen other businesses do that in the past. You need unique content for those areas. If you've got a physical address, make sure you're set up in Google Maps. I think you were. I think you ranked really well for junk car buying Houston. But they're the main things. They're the highlights. Hopefully that's helpful. We'll be back here tomorrow. Tomorrow will be... no, we won't be back here tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday in Australia. What am I talking about? I'm taking the day off. I'm going to sleep in. Probably won't. But I'll probably be taking photos at sunrise. But I will be back here on Monday at 7:30. I'll be in the office. So check in, tell your friends, and we'll see you then. Thanks very much. Bye. Sorry about the hand.